this is decimal number system, right? Decimal number system is the most friendly number system for the people. That's why we use decimal everywhere. Okay. Right. One final question. In hexadecimal number system, which number is represented by letter F? F.
15. 15.
15. 15.
Yes, that last number, right? 15. 15 is represented by F, right? So, you know, the first unit is all about maths. I cannot ask many questions in verbal because all these questions need steps. All of them are mathematics. Okay. We completed that unit and also we have done an examination, right? The marks will be given in the direct class, not now because I have to discuss the paper. So it is not the time or it is not the place.
Sir, marks discuss
No. It would be better to discuss the paper while giving the marks, right? So I will do it in the class, not here. Okay, right. So we started the second unit. That second unit is about troubleshooting, right? The second unit of grade 8 is all about troubleshooting. What's the meaning of that word troubleshooting? I explained. That's why I'm asking. What's the meaning of troubleshooting?
Identifying the problems and solving them.
Yes, it is not only identifying the problem, right? Yes, it is identifying the problem and finding solutions. You may have a problem in your computer. So first of all, you have to identify the problem. After identifying the problem, you need to find the solution. You need to know how to solve that, right? This is known as troubleshooting. Okay, shooting the trouble, which means finding and correcting the trouble, which means problem. Okay, right. So in a computer, a problem can be in two different ways. The one, a problem occurred in hardware part. The other one, a problem occurred in software part. Both are there, right? Hardware related problems, software related problems. So in this particular unit, we will have to learn both problems, both hardware related problems and software related problems. For example, say you just boot your computer, which means you just start your computer, but your keyboard doesn't work. You feel that the keyboard is not working. So now this is a hardware related problem. Have you understood? Sometimes the computer can work, but some of the programs installed in your computer do not work. Some of the softwares installed in your program, in your computer, like game, some other programs do not work. So they are software related issues. Keyboard, mouse, and other problems are related to hardware. Okay, so we will have to study both of them, right? Before that, right, look here. So this is the topic, troubleshooting. Look here, I have put it as a diagram here. Troubleshooting and maintenance of the computer. This may be my topic. Problems related to hardware, problems related to computers. As I told you earlier, hardware related problems are there, software related problems are there. Look, when it comes to software related problems, there are two other problems, which means because we use several softwares in our computer. You use games, you use MS Word or PowerPoint or some softwares like MS Paint. So those softwares are called application software, right? Application software. I will explain the term application software later. So they are application software. Word, PowerPoint, right? Game. There are many. Viber, WhatsApp. All of them are application software. But you have a software in your computer called operating system, right? Operating system, that is called system software. application software is a type of software, and also system software is another type of software. You don't need to worry about these words because I will explain them later. So remember, there are two types of software. That is more than enough now. Okay, application software and system software. Operating system comes under system software. Okay, right. Before taking these problems, I must tell you, I must explain one thing first. Right, look. Has anyone heard about the word computer ports? Anyone heard? Can anyone define the word ports in computers? What is it? Or tell me one example for a port.
The pen
Because
drive.
USB port.
okay, USB port. So okay, tell me, why do we use USB port? Why
For connecting
USB
pen
port?
drives.
Huh?
For connecting pen drives.
For connecting pen drives. Okay, I will explain everything later. But I'm taking something from you because you have been using computer for a while. So you have some experiences with the computer. That's why I'm taking something from you, right? Okay, you mentioned that USB, right? USB is a port, and also you mentioned that pen drive is connected in USB port, right? Any others? Any port? Any other port? Right, look, I will explain.
The
Right,
parallel port. Parallel port.
Parallel port. So tell me why parallel port, or what are the devices? So what is the device connected to parallel port?
Printer.
Printer.
The printer.
Okay, look, right, I will explain. Listen, this is enough for me, right? So this is the heading, ports, or ports in computer. Look, in a computer, we connect several external devices. In a computer, we used to connect many external devices. So external devices mean the devices which are connected externally in your computer. You know, your computer has a system unit, right? With the system unit, you can connect many devices externally. Even if it is laptop computer, there can be some devices connected externally. Have you understood? These are external devices, mostly called peripheral devices, right? Peripheral devices. Remember the word peripheral devices mean the devices which are connected externally to a computer. Okay, peripheral devices. Can you give some peripheral devices connected in a computer?
Mouse.
Mouse, okay.
Keyboard, pen drive.
Keyboard.
Web camera.
Web camera, okay.
Microphone.
Okay, microphone.
Speakers.
Everyone has to answer, right? I'm asking everyone, not only one. So I listen to me. I already explained the term peripheral devices, right? Peripheral devices are the devices connected to the computer externally, which means the devices connected to your system unit. If it is laptop, there are some devices connected to your laptop externally. They are called peripheral devices, simply external devices. So I want some external devices. Any others? Aharan?
The multimedia projector.
Okay, multimedia projector. Abhishaya. Look, if I mention a name, you must answer. You are not there, right? Sanjay.
Yes, sir.
Give me one peripheral device. I'm asking a very simple question because you have been using computer for years.
Mouse.
Mouse already given, right? Someone has already mentioned that name. Give me another word or another device, a new device.
Monitor.
Okay, monitor, right? Monitor is one of the peripheral devices device because monitor is connected to the system unit externally, right? Monitor is not a computer, right? Monitor is an output device. You connect the monitor to system unit. So monitor definitely a peripheral device because it is an external device. Ramya, give me one more
printer.
external. Ramya,
Sir.
give me one peripheral device.
Microphone.
Okay, microphone can be one of the peripheral device because we can connect the microphone to the computer, right? Look, listen.
The printer.
So, yes, printer also correct, right? Listen, I will list. So we have quite a lot of devices connected as a peripheral devices. Okay, I named them, not all, maybe some. Yes, as you mentioned earlier, mouse is a peripheral device because mouse is connected to the system unit externally, right? So that is a peripheral device. Yes, keyboard is a peripheral device because keyboard needs to be connected to your computer externally. Computer means here system unit, okay? And speaker. Some of the computers have speaker inside, but yes, there are speakers which can be connected externally, right? Speaker is one of the external devices, which means peripheral devices. Yes, you mentioned printer, right? Printer is peripheral device because printer needs to be connected to your computer. So printer is an output device, right? So printer is a peripheral device. And you might have heard the word scanner, right? Scanner, have you heard that word scanner?
Yes, sir.
You might have, right? Some of you might have heard. Scanner is for scanning the images to the computer. That is also one of the peripheral devices, scan. And yes, microphone. Even some, if it is laptop computer, microphone is inside of the computer. We call it as inbuilt microphone, inbuilt, which means the microphone is permanently built. But if you want to connect externally, that is possible. But if it is a desktop computer, microphone is not permanently built. You have to connect externally. So microphone. There are many, right? External hard disks. You might have heard that, right? External hard disk. That is also one of the peripheral. Yes, pen drive. Pen drive is one of the peripheral. So we use so many peripheral devices need to be connected to the computer, right? Okay. Now imagine you have so many devices as external devices. You need to connect all these devices to the computer, which means to the system unit. Okay, I'm talking about your desktop computer where system unit is there. Even they are applicable for laptop computer, but I take desktop computer. So we have so many devices to be connected with the system unit, with the computer. So you need some places on the system unit to connect these devices. For example, think about a mouse. Assume you have a mouse. You need to connect the mouse with the system unit. So there is a place needed in the system unit. Have you understood? You need a place. Then only you can connect. So now assume you want to connect a microphone to the computer, to the system unit. Okay, see, I have the microphone. This is a wired microphone. I have connected this microphone to my computer. So if it is wireless, then it's okay, right? But I'm using a wire microphone here. So now this microphone is connected to my computer. So definitely I need a place in my computer because there is a wire coming from this microphone. That wire must be connected to the computer. So there is a place needed. Have you understood? Even if it is a monitor, that monitor needs to be connected to the system unit at a place. So now the fact is, to connect all these external devices, you need some places, special places on system unit. They are called ports. Okay, those places are called ports. Tell me, you have many devices, right? There are many devices. So tell me, is one place or is one port enough for connecting all these devices, or do you need many places to connect all these devices? What is the answer? Do you need one place for connecting all these devices, or do you need many ports, many places to connect these devices?
Need many ports.
Many ports.
Yes,
Sir,
definitely. Yes, definitely you need many ports because you have many devices. How can you connect all these devices in a single place, in a single port? Imagine that is impossible. You need mouse, keyboard, printer, monitor. You know, all these devices should be connected at a time. Mouse should be connected, keyboard should be connected, monitor. So you need to connect all these devices at a time, at a particular time. So definitely you need more than one port. Okay, so there are many ports available in the computer. So I have to introduce them. You should know the shape of the port, right? No, you should understand how it looks like, and also you should know the devices which can be connected to the port. Every port has a name, right? Remember the name, remember the shape, and remember the devices which can be connected to the port. Okay, now before taking ports one by one, I have one question, right? I have one question. Look, so in which part of the system unit ports are located? In which parts of the or which part of the system unit ports are located? Anybody has experience?
In the front.
Have you understood my question? In which part of the system unit, which means in which side or which area, in which area of the system unit ports are located? Anybody? So you mentioned USB port. Somebody mentioned a parallel port. So I'm asking, where are they? In which area are they located? Nobody knows, right? Who is it? Aharan. You mentioned about parallel port, right? So tell me, where is the parallel port in your computer?
Sir, in the front of the system unit.
Repeat your answer.
In the front of the system unit.
In the front of the system unit. Okay, I'm asking Aharan. So tell me, where is your parallel port? Right, look.
Sir, system unit
System unit?
எந்த பக்கம்னு தெரியாது சார்.
Okay, all of these are in system unit, is right, but yes, most of the ports are on the back side of the system unit, right? Most of the ports are located on the back side. Some of them, yes, they are located on the front side. If you take the system unit, right? So there are two sides, right? If you take a system unit, this is system unit, maybe front side there may be some ports in the front side, there may be some ports on the back side. So generally ports are located on front side and back side. But the actual place where the ports are located is not front or back. They are on the motherboard. Okay, for us it seems that the ports are located on the back side or front side, but the actual place of the location is the motherboard. Have you understood? I'm trying to say that you mentioned that ports are located on the front side or front panel. Some of you mentioned that ports are located on the back side. Yes, that may be okay. For us, they seem to be on the back side and front side, but the right place is the motherboard. So all the ports are located on the motherboard. Okay. You know the term motherboard, right? Motherboard or main board, that is the main circuit board in the computer. There is a big circuit board in the computer, which means inside of the system unit, called motherboard. That motherboard has ports. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can ask me, right? I'm explaining everything in detail, but if you have any questions, you can ask at any time. Okay. Look, before starting the ports, I will show one motherboard. Have you ever seen this one? Have you ever seen this one, or are you seeing first time, or have you ever seen this one? Have you seen
Yes,
this
sir.
earlier?
Sir, excuse. Some of motherboards are green in color, no?
Some
motherboards are green in color.
yes, some of them are in green, some of them are in blue, even some of them are in red, right? Mostly motherboards are in green color, I think, but it's up to the manufacturers, right? They can decide the color. Color is not a matter, right? The circuits are important. Most of the motherboards are in green color, but still blue they are, right? Even red also they are, right? So it is not the matter. Color is not the matter, right? This is the main board or motherboard of the computer. This is located inside of the system unit. Even your laptop computer also has. Inside of the laptop computer, you can see this motherboard, right? There are many things to be decided. There are many things to be introduced rather, but I'm not going to introduce all the parts. You might have learned everything in the previous classes. Did we study about CPU in the previous class, or maybe in grade 7? No, right?
In grade 7.
Grade?
In grade 7.
7. So, okay. Even though it is not related to this unit, but I will show the CPU. Can anybody tell me where the CPU is?
Sir, அந்த கீழ பெருசா இருக்கு.
Is it this one?
Motherboard?
Yes, sir.
Yes. This is the CPU, but it is well protected because CPU is the brain of the computer. It often gets heat. So there may be some cooling fans and some other mechanisms are on the top. But now I have removed the cooling fan, and there is another part called heat sink. I removed everything. Now you can see the CPU. Okay, let me remove the CPU. There is a clip there. I have to remove the clip. And see, there is a small door open, right? I can open the door. You can see that, right? I have opened the door. Now this is the CPU, right? This is the central processing unit, very small device. This is the area, or this is the place where the CPU is located. This is called CPU socket. It's CPU socket. This is CPU, very small device. You can see that, I think. A very small device. It seems to be big because I'm very close, right? I'm showing this very closer to the camera, a very small device. You can imagine the size of this. Okay, this is CPU, right? Now coming to the point. Come to the point. So right now, look here. I will show one part of the motherboard. Have a look at this. Can you see the things clearly? Is it clear to you?
Clear, sir.
Is it clear or not?
Clear.
Okay, right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, can you see some places, some pins, or maybe some holes there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What are they?
Ports. They are ports.
These
Ports.
are the ports, right? These are the ports actually. So, but in a computer, now I have remove the cover of the system unit and take the motherboard away. But generally, if the motherboard is inside of the system unit, this part, right, this area is shown outside. Okay, all the ports are inside, all the ports are on the motherboard, but when they fit in the system unit, they keep this side outside of the system unit, maybe back side of the system unit. This part will be kept on the back side of the system unit. That's why for us, it seems that the ports are on the system unit, on the back side of the system unit. Actually, ports are not located on the back side. They are located on the motherboard. But they show this place little outside of the motherboard. Sorry, outside of the system unit. That's why we can show, we can see these ports. Clear? Right. So let's take every port one by one. Right. This is the motherboard. I will show the port, one port first. Then I will show that real object. Right. Look here. So there are a number of ports to be introduced, right? Look here. Computer port is an interface between the computer and other computers or peripheral devices, right? Peripheral devices means external devices. Ports are positioned in the front or back of the computer. Okay, maybe front, maybe back. There are symbols to identify ports. Every port has a symbol. You can identify the port by looking at the symbol. I will show you. So even you can, if you have computers at home, you can check those symbols. There may be some symbols very close to every port, right? All the ports are connected to the motherboard. Okay, all the ports are located on the motherboard, connected on the motherboard. Right. Let's take the first port. Right. Ps2 port. This is the name of the port, Ps2. PS, there is a slash. Huh? No, you don't need to write. I will send it as a soft copy, right? You can copy down later. You don't need to write now. Yes, you have to write it, but not now. I will send this soft copy. I will send this presentation. Then you can copy it down. Have you understood? Now, listening to me is enough, right? You have to listen to me carefully, right? So Ps2 port in a computer, listen. In a computer, there are two Ps2 ports. One in green color, the other one is in purple color. A small port, small location, one in green color, the other one purple color. Both of them are called Ps2 port, right? Look here, this is the one which I'm talking about. Can you see these two ports on the top? Can you see that? Green one, purple one. These are called Ps2 ports, right? These are called Ps2 ports. So with the Ps2 port, there are two devices connected. We connect mouse and keyboard with Ps2 port. Okay, we connect the mouse and also we connect the keyboard to Ps2 port. With green color port, mouse is connected, right? Mouse has to be connected with green color Ps2 port. The keyboard is connected to purple color Ps2 port. Okay, the purple color one is for connecting the keyboard. The green color one is for connecting mouse. But not nowadays. Now we don't connect the mouse or keyboard here. Do you connect those who have computers? Do you connect the mouse and keyboard with Ps2 port now?
No, through USB port.
Right. There is another port. I will explain. Right. I will introduce the port little later. There is a port called USB. Nowadays, we connect the mouse and keyboard with USB port, but once, maybe years ago, we connected the mouse, we connected the keyboard with Ps2 port, because from time to time, some new ports are introduced. So now this port actually not used by people because this may have some problems or may have some limitations. That's why people use USB ports. I will explain about USB ports and its features when we take it, right? But not now. So this is the Ps2 port. I look here. Used for all computer keyboard and mouse. Also called mouse port, sometimes called mouse port. Actually, mouse port is not a standard term. We use it in spoken, right? But Ps2 port is the right term. Most of the old computers provide two Ps2 port, each for mouse and keyboard. Mouse green color, keyboard purple color. Okay, so remember the shape of the Ps2 port. In exam, they show this port and ask you to identify, ask you to write the name. So definitely you should remember the shape of the port. Okay, right. So let's take the second port. Parallel port. It seems to be little big, maybe one of the largest ports in your computer. Parallel port, right? This parallel port is used for connecting the printer and also connecting your scanners, right? Printer, scanner. So those two devices can be connected with parallel port. But here you have 25 holes. You can see some small hole, right? Even the numbers are there. There are small holes, altogether 25 holes there. For your school exams, this number of holes can be asked. They may ask the number of holes in the parallel port, right? So remember, 25 small holes are there. Okay. But again, nowadays, we don't connect the printers and scanners in parallel port. Like mouse and keyboard, we connected the mouse and keyboard in Ps2 port years ago. But now, nobody wants to connect the mouse and keyboard with Ps2 port. We used USB port. Similarly, years ago, we connected the printers to parallel port. But now, most of the printers, still there may be one or two printers connected with parallel port, but most of the printers are not connected to parallel port. Okay? Right. Tell me, identify the parallel port here. Can you identify the parallel port in this motherboard? Anybody?
சார் அந்த பச்சை நீலகமா இருக்குது.
Can you identify, can you count the number of holes or number of pins? Is it clear? Number of pin, number of holes? No, right?
No, sir.
Okay, it's not. But now, what about this? Is it clear? Okay.
Sir, holes இருக்குன்னு தெரியுது, எத்தனைன்னு தெரியாது.
Yes. You can't actually. This is not clear in the camera. So even if I come closer, you can't because it's slightly small, right? Anybody, which is because you can take the shape of that, right? There may be color applied, maybe shape there. So which one is that?
Sir, the second.
This one.
அந்த ரெண்டாவது. Yes, sir.
Actually, it doesn't have holes. There are pins. This port actually has pins. You can see the pins there. They are not holes. They are pins. But parallel port has holes, right? Not pins. Okay, look. This motherboard doesn't have parallel port. This motherboard, you can see on the other parts, there are no ports available. Only on this side ports are there. So there are no parallel ports. The reason is, I already told you, right? Parallel ports are not in use nowadays. It is slightly a new motherboard. So now, since parallel ports are not used, some of the manufacturers, some of the motherboard manufacturers do not add the parallel port here on the motherboard. In some models, parallel port is there, right? Still there. Even in the new computer, you can see parallel port, but in some models, parallel port is not there. So here, no parallel port. Okay. Even if you have laptop, there is no parallel port because laptop is very small. There is no parallel port. Okay. Here also no parallel port. So tell me how many holes are there in the parallel port?
25 holes.
So what are the
25.
devices connected to parallel port?
Printers and scanners.
Printers and scanners. Look, every port has standard color, but sometimes some of the manufacturers do not keep the color. They use the black color, right? Some of the manufacturers use the black color for even Ps2 port, but generally these ports have color. What's the color of the Ps2 mouse port?
Green color.
Green color. Ps2 keyboard?
Purple color.
Purple. So what about the color of the parallel port?
Pink color.
Yes, it's a pink color, right? Pink color. You might have noted, right? Look here. This is pink color. But I'm not trying to say that parallel port is always in pink. Sometimes they use black color, right? Sometimes they can use the black color, but here no parallel port because nowadays printers are not connected to parallel port. Okay, this is a second port. So let me take the third port. VGA port. Video graphic adapter port, right? Video graphic adapter port. We connect one most important device with this VGA port, which is monitor, right? Look here, you have the in your if you take your desktop computer, system unit is separate, monitor separate, keyboard, mouse separate. All of them are separate devices. If you want to connect the mouse and keyboard with the system unit, you use Ps2. Similarly, you have to connect your monitor with system unit. So definitely the system unit must have what? VGA port. Okay, so VGA port is used for connecting monitor and also multimedia projectors. You might have noted this in your schools. So if in your schools, your multimedia projectors are connected to the system unit with VGA port because multimedia projector, monitor, both of them are almost similar, right? The technology is almost similar. Monitor shows the output on a small screen. Multimedia projector projects that on the big screen. That may be the difference. There cannot be big differences between these two devices, almost similar. So these are the two devices connected, multimedia projector and this one, monitor, right? These are the two devices. Have you noted the number of holes there? How many holes are there?
15 holes.
There are 15 holes. What about the color of the VGA port? I have shown that, right? What's the color?
Blue color.
Yes, the standard color is blue. Okay, now look at this motherboard. Can you identify the VGA port now here?
So third port.
Yes, this one, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
this is the VGA port. I'm showing that in a closer manner. I am not sure whether it is clear or not. But look here, this is the VGA port. Right, you can see the number. You cannot identify the number of holes because it doesn't capture. It is not captured by the camera, but you can. Right, there are 3 lines. Every line has 3 holes. Sorry, 5 holes. Three lines are there. Every line has 5 holes. So altogether 15 holes are there. Okay, so I will show that picture again. Look here. In one line, you have 5 holes. There are 3 rows. So 3 into 5, 15 holes. Okay, so this is VGA port, Video Graphic Adapter port. Okay, I will show one more port. With this, we can conclude today's lesson because I'm limited. I have limited the time today because I have some other classes. Look, serial port. So serial port is slightly different than other ports because other ports have holes, but serial port has what?
Pins.
The ports have holes. This port has pin. This is a pin. So here there are two types of serial ports. We used two types of serial port. One serial port has 9 pins. One type of serial port has 9 pins. The other type of serial port is slightly large. It has 25 pins. So there are two different serial ports were used in the past. One had 9 pins, that is called 9-pin model. The other one had 25 pin, that is 25-pin model. Right, look here, look at this one. Can you identify the serial port here? It has the serial port. Can you identify this one?
The second
Which one? Which one?
second.
This one, this one. This is the serial port. Here you have 9 pins, 9 metal pin, right? All of them are metal pins, 5 in one line, 4 in another line. So it has this green, green color one, light green or something. This is the serial port. I have only one serial port in this motherboard. There can be two different serial ports, one 9 ports, so 9 pins, the other one 25 pins. So we connected two devices with the serial port. One is external modem, right? External modem means now we use routers and some other devices for getting internet. Maybe years ago, we used a device for getting internet called modem, external modem. That external modem was connected to serial port. And all the mouse, sometimes that mouse is called serial mouse, right? Older mouse or serial mouse. Have you ever seen? I will show that serial mouse. See, this is the serial mouse, right? This is the serial mouse, older mouse. Look at the connector. This mouse has a cable, right? This is the connector. Now tell me, can you connect this connector in Ps2 port?
No.
No, because if it is Ps2 port, that connector must be round. Look at this mouse. I'm showing another mouse. This is another mouse. Look here. Now look at this connector. Tell me, in which port do you connect this?
Ps2 port.
Yes, Ps2 port.
Right, this is round, right? This is a round port. This is a connector, right? This is not Ps2 port. This is the connector. This connector should be connected to Ps2 port. Actually, this is also old mouse, not the new one. But this is the oldest. This is oldest. This is called serial mouse because this mouse needs to be connected in serial port. Okay, serial port. Here I have 9 holes. These 9 holes must be connected with the motherboard. These 9 pins, right? Here, these are 9. There are 9 pins. I have to connect like this. Now you can see that I have connected. Okay, I have connected. So this is serial port. All right, so these are the ports which we took today. We don't have enough time to explain all the ports today, right? But study everything again at your home. You have textbooks, you have, workbooks. All the ports are displayed there. I will also send a soft copy. So refer the things again. I will ask some questions in the next class about today's lessons, right? So remember everything. So anybody has any questions?
So when will our next class, direct class? When will our direct class?
Maybe in the direct class, I don't know when it starts, right? If the permission given, we can start, but until that, it will be the online class. Maybe in the usual timetable, but since you don't have the classes nowadays, school nowadays, I take it today. Maybe when is the next class? Tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, 7 p.m., right? That's the usual class.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tomorrow 7 p.m. online class, not the direct class, right? Okay, enough. We will meet again, right? Thank you.